It creates a really lovely space outdoors to enjoy it all, doesn't it?
Yeah. I think it's pretty important with tiny living to be able to expand outside and get that bit more use out of it, you know.
When you get people over and you're all in the tiny house, it's very cramped. So you need somewhere to sort of come out and you can spread out.
Yeah.
Not to mention it's a nice view, and on a sunny day, it's really nice out here.
Now, let's talk about the tiny house. As far as tinies go, it is not very small, is it?
I guess as far as tinies go, you know, it's a lot smaller than my full-sized house that I came from, but yeah, it's pretty lofty.
What size is it?
The floor is 9 meters long by 2.5 meters wide, but because of the rakes on either end, the roof is a couple of meters longer. Yeah, the height is 4.3 on that side to the bottom, varying. There's the chimney to take into account and some unboltable stuff, but yeah. I think one of the things in our loft, we wanted to be able to stand up and walk around because we didn't want to have to crawl in or anything like that. So I'm happy with it anyway.
And now talk to me about the style of the house, because it is really interesting how you've created this entirely black exterior.
I guess it is a bit stark, but I just like black. And I think it actually kind of blends into the valley. Like there's a few black features obviously from the fire. And yeah, I think it kind of suits it.
And it looks quite striking here. So I think you've done a really good job with that.
Thank you.
What was it that actually inspired you to build a tiny house on wheels?
That was me. I've been obsessed for a while, watching reality TV shows about tiny houses, Googling them, Instagram, Facebook, you name it, you know, looking them up. Sort of wanted to build one or at least buy one at some stage, and then I met Matt, so now I have one.
So we met online. It was one evening at the pub with my best friend, and she wanted to play with my phone and my online dating apps, and it sort of sparked from there. We had a date at a very seedy pub.
Yep, that was her idea.
Yep. I needed a getaway plan, you see.
Yeah.
Yep.
It was
just
close
in case.
to the station.
Yep.
And yeah, she really just wouldn't shut up about these tiny houses, and I really hadn't seen much about them, but she's showing me all these Instagram accounts, and I sort of didn't really think much of it at the time, but yeah, no, she kept on about it. So yeah, once I looked into it, it seemed achievable, you know, and I do like a challenge. So I thought, I'll give it a go. What's the worst that can happen, you know? Throw a bunch of stuff out.
Yeah, so I guess I convinced you to build a tiny house. He'll build me a tiny house, actually. Yeah.
She did give me full disclosure.
I even gave him points in time to bail out. And I was laying in bed and I said, are you sure you want to do this? Are you absolutely positive you want to do this?
After the trailer was bought, yeah.
Once the frame was on, that was it.
Yeah.
And now this project was done as a DIY build, wasn't it?
Yeah, majority of it I did myself, or was...
Here is really interesting and quite beautiful. I really love all of the artistic features that you've put in. This light feature at the top here is really special, isn't it?
Yeah, it's fun.
Yeah.
A bit of Rio, a couple of lights, fairy lights, and some plants, and
I did get it up there by myself somehow, which was a challenge, but yeah, I think it came up pretty well for a couple of old rusty sheets of steel left over.
It certainly did. And now tell me about the lounge area that we're in right now. This is very spacious.
Yeah, one of the things that we just like to sort of lay on the couch and watch TV most evenings, so we definitely wanted a full-sized couch, but we had to make it because we couldn't find anything with decent storage. So yeah, I traded my couch from my other house to my sister, and she made these cushions for us, and yeah, the kitchen guys made the drawers pull out and everything, so yeah.
Definitely no compromise on the size of the TV here.
No compromise. There was a bigger one intended, but...
Well, there was a compromise, exactly.
Yeah,
I was going to bring my larger one, but in truth, yeah, even this is potentially like pushing it for being too big, so yeah. I can admit it now.
It's taken a while.
Yeah.
And lots of room for book storage and a few knickknacks as well.
Yeah, just bits and pieces. Some of my favourites, some of the ones you can't really go past: cookbooks, university textbooks, those.
Go for them though.
Absolutely. Now, can you walk me through the design and the features in this kitchen?
Yeah, so we have a full-size stove. We've got a full-size microwave and oven and a fridge, obviously.
And then we've got our butler sink, we've got our pots and pans in there, dishwasher. I don't necessarily know what's in that drawer. There's
glasses
glasses
and tea towels in there and Tupperware.
Tupperware, and then we've got all our crockery and things like that upstairs.
And I really like how you've managed to build a lot of the appliances into the stairs.
Yeah, we've noticed quite a few tiny houses sort of in and around that have their storage in their stairs, and it was something that we thought would be good for us. You know, we have a pantry in those sort of 4 drawers, and then we've got our extra stairs that do have more storage in them for knickknacks and bits and pieces.
And again, the lighting in this space is very well done.
Yeah, thank you. We wanted a bit of under stair lighting. When you get up at 4 o'clock in the morning, you do want to be able to get down the stairs, so that's fun. And it also doesn't wake the person still in bed.
And then moving over here, what is going on with these mirrors?
They're our wardrobes.
Right.
His and hers. So we've got lots of hanging storage, and then we've got a bunch of drawers which open up, all on soft closing, so you can slam them all as much as you like. And then we've also got a walk-in wardrobe light.
Now that really does give you both quite a lot of clothes storage, doesn't it?
Yeah, we do. It means we've got one each, and we're not fighting over hanging space or anything like that. And mine is obviously more messy, so that's not paranoid about mine.
Quite a clever idea doing that as well, and sort of having that as a transition between the bathroom and the living space.
Yeah, definitely. It means you're not sort of walking straight into a kitchen, you've got a bit of something in between.
Absolutely. And now I have to ask you about the floors, because this is really beautiful how you've done this transition from the timber floors into the tiles. This must have taken forever.
Yes.
Yeah, it did. It did. So first step was the tiler doing his bit, and he basically tiled it flat and chiseled them off, the ones that I marked. And then the next step was the carpenter and I making up paper templates and jigsawing out the timber to fit. So I don't think he'd do it again in a hurry, but I'm happy with the way it worked out.
I bet. I mean, you can see how much work has gone into that, but it really is a very artistic result. So well done on that. And then behind us is your bathroom, and wow, this is very impressive.
It is definitely a feature of the house.
Yeah, something I definitely had to try and get right, building bathrooms for a living. So yeah, a few ideas in here I've always wanted to sort of try, but the rake drawer was a challenge. And yeah, I love a double shower, just somewhere to unwind each day.
Yeah.
I never thought I would see a tiny house with a double shower.
You're not the only one who said that.
Triple shower, even if
Yeah.
you count the third one there.
That is really impressive. Now, obviously the home is a little bit bigger, but you've definitely given a priority of space here in the bathroom, haven't you?
You do actually spend a lot of time in here, surprisingly. You know, you get dressed in here, you get undressed in here, you have a shower, you're often in front of the mirrors doing whatever, shaving or whatever. So you need it sort of a nice space and somewhere that we can both be in at the same time.
Lots of mirrors in here as well.
Lots of mirrors. These are actually storage as well, so you can open them up. There's his and hers again. Means we're not sort of in each other's space as a tiny house often you are. So if we sort of keep things separate like that, then we're not going to sort of clash in any way.
And then you've got a flushing toilet in here.
We have a flushing toilet, yes.
Yeah, we used the existing septic, so we didn't have to do a composting toilet, much to Lisa's disappointment, because she really wanted one, but there was no way I was going to do that. So yeah, definitely a flushing toilet.
Well, I guess there had to be some compromise there somewhere. You did get the tiny house after all.
I did get the tiny house, so I'm happy.
Fair enough. And then shall we check out the upstairs?
Absolutely.
Now, it's really interesting to me how you've divided up the loft areas into 2 different sections and then been able to connect them via this walkway here.
Yeah, we made our master loft, obviously. It fits a king-size bed in it with 2 little side tables. There's not a whole lot of room beside the bed, but you could squeeze in and out. You still have to shimmy down the bed to get in and out of the bed, but that's okay.
I think having the walkway makes the second loft a lot more usable. Just having to get your mates to get up a ladder, or maybe your mum or whatever. Some people probably wouldn't make it. So yeah, I think overall it makes that a lot more usable space.
Here as well, this is where you really notice the extra height. And it's not that much extra height, but it's enough to enable you to stand before you get into bed, and it really just makes this whole area feels so much more spacious.
Yeah, it does. Matt and I aren't particularly tall, but being able to stand up was really important in our design.
Rather than some lofts feeling like they're just an additional space, I think it really makes this feel like a second floor to the place. So yeah.
Absolutely. I mean, I'm 6'4" and I can almost stand up in here without touching my head. And in fact, when I'm under the skylight, I absolutely can do that.
Yeah.
So it really goes to show there's a lot of extra room that has been created in this.
Yeah.
The roof windows as well. What a great feature in here. I mean, it's lovely how you've extended them along the entire line of the roof. So you've always got a very dynamic view of the changing sky, don't you?
Yeah, you do. At night time, it's really lovely. You can see the stars. During the day, it does create a bit of an oven, but we have put the blinds on, so it's not so bad. But yeah, it really creates a lot of extra space. You don't feel so enclosed.
Now, you've been living in the tiny house for 4 months. Is the home living up to your expectations?
Absolutely. Yeah. I came from a small house, so the transition was pretty easy for me. Coming from a bigger house.
Yeah, it did take me some convincing to sort of wrap my head around the idea at first, but I can genuinely say I don't miss anything from my large, normal house. Designing it and building it together was a fun thing to do as well, you know.
Yeah.
I'm sure we learnt a lot about each other in that process, so yeah.
We did. It's good. It was fun.
Well, and I think one of the things that you've done really well is in the design of this house, you've obviously really taken a lot of consideration into what your individual needs are and the things that were important to both of you and combined them to make sure that they were present in this home.
That was the whole idea, is like if you are going to move in together, you do need to make sure that you both have spaces that are specifically for you or that you specifically need. So yeah, it's important.
Even if it means you have to end up with a flushing toilet.
Even if it means I have to end up with a flushing toilet. Damn it.
No place is perfect.
No, that's right.
And now can we talk about the budget, not including